not even invisible.
Oh, I was just looking at the Meta glasses this afternoon, um, the live streamy ones, and I quite like the idea of them, but I don't know if I want them or just it's just the new shiny thing. I have no need for them, so I don't know. So I think I'm gonna resist as long as I can. Um,
Yeah, and the hardware will change quickly,
yeah,
and the startling pace of AI and the way that it changes. I don't know that I want to make a major investment in anything just yet.
yeah, exactly.
So,
Yeah, definitely.
Perplexity, I think it's a Perplexity that's working on their own workstation operating system. Google just made Notebook LM free for everybody.
Yeah,
So if you have a Google account, you're going to be getting Notebook LM, which is a pretty powerful version of AI that you can dump the information that you have into it, ask it questions, and then you can also generate podcasts and different
wow.
things around whatever the topic is. So, for example, we could take everything that we knew about Jim, dump it in, and there could be a whole podcast about Jim Kellner.
Oh wow, that would be pretty cool. It's amazing the advancements of it now. So I saw a thing about I think it was Starlink. So the call center for Starlink now is 100% AI. It's an AI voice that does all of the questions, answers everything, does all of the sales, and apparently the conversion rate is 1 in 5. So it's a 1 in 5 conversion rate of sales without any human interaction whatsoever. If you ring up Starlink, you will speak to an AI and it will upsell you and convert you 1 in 5,
Yeah.
which I think is absolutely incredible.
Well, if you think
And
about
so,
it, on that scale, that's probably that's probably where they're at in terms of manufacturing level and getting things shipped to customers and so on and so forth, right? So,
yeah,
um, yeah, it changes so quickly. Like today, I know they just announced another level for Chat GPT and doing the image creation, which is supposed to be better than some of the other AIs that are out there now. And I know
yeah.
Claude is doing a whole bunch of stuff around finance and linking into things like Microsoft and whatnot to um, provide
It's
better services.
Yeah, I had some issues with my website, which has been an absolute nightmare. But I'll tell you this: if it wasn't for kind of AI, I'd have been a lot more um, in the shit um, without it. And so I can put in the lines of code and put in some stuff, and it can go, "This is wrong, this is," and it's really helped me out. Don't get me wrong, I have a web guy as well who's helped tremendously. So credit to Ben at Athena Media. But the AI as what would normally be me going, I have no idea what to do. Please take all my money and fix this. AI has kind of looked after a lot of that. So it's amazing how much it's come on. It's amazing how the chat GBT or the AI created posters have come on so much. They're really good now. Annoyingly good. 6 months ago, three
Yeah,
months
six
ago,
months ago, not so much, but you're right. And again, it speaks to how quickly it is learning to learn.
yeah,
And that ability, you're not going to be able to outthink it. You're not going to be able to do things at best. You provide the human element, which is the relational aspect of it.
yeah, 100%. I was speaking to a client today, really great guy who runs a car garage local to me, great customer service and everything. And we're trying to create a live stream for them to almost like have like a car show. So it's not just selling cars; it's educational stuff. So it's a fun project, to be fair. And we did an intro video, but I wanted to make it look better, and I literally just run it through ChatGPT and went, color grade this for me to make it look epic, and it did the job. And it's like, wow, it's incredible what it can do. And like you said, it's the advancements that it's having. And so I don't know about you, but I mean, I don't see lots of therapy clients, um, but I'll always run stuff through that just to get inspiration and ideas and structure and a format of where to take it. I like to take things outside of the box sometimes, and ChatGPT can be great for that. Obviously, I never put personal information into ChatGPT.
Yeah. But there are ways to do that, and we talk to our teachers all the time about what is personally identifiable information, and how do you avoid putting that in.
Yeah,
And it might be, well, this is my class, and I have two students that are this and two students that are that, and never do you ever name the students.
yeah, yeah. And so yeah, so it's great stuff. It helps with marketing. So again, for events I'm involved in and for shows that I've got coming up, I now asked, I call mine Dave. I now ask Dave first and foremost, give me a timeline for marketing this, different ways we can market organically as well as paid adverts, and it does a pretty good job of it now. To be fair, so yeah, it's good.
I call mine yeoman.
You can call yours what?
Yeoman.
Yo, nice, nice.
It's like the assistant to the captain.
Yes. Did you have a great May the 4th?
Oh yes, I came up with a really great. Actually, I didn't come up with it. I happened to come across a really great pushback joke for all the Star Wars fans out there. And it starts, of course, with the question, and the question is, why is it that the episodes came out as 4, 5, and 6, and then 1, 2, and 3? In charge of scheduling, Yoda was.
I like it. I like it. I like it. It's weird because it's like I think this was the first May the 4th that I missed, and it was only when it got to like the end of the day. In fact, it was the next day when somebody went, "Oh, it was May the 4th yesterday," and I'm like, "Oh, I didn't even see anything of it." But I wasn't on social media much. I've been running around all week, so that was a bit crazy. So yeah. How are things over in that there Canada?
Wet,
Yes.
at least here.
Yeah.
For those of you that are joining us after the fact, I was, prior to this, showing Grant the images of the floods that are happening in Saskatchewan right now. And, I even had to say this to my dad the other day. Water is a cycle. Like it starts in one spot that's high, goes down low, and then
Yeah.
eventually gets cycled back up high again. Um, so this year we had a tremendous amount of snow, followed by even more snow, and then some extra snow, just for good measure. There are still some parts of the province north of us that have enough of a snowpack that all-terrain vehicles are still getting stuck in it.
Wow.
There's a lot of snow to melt yet. We have highways that are flooded over. Some roadways. One particular car was driving along one of the secondary highways and actually fell into the highway, literally, because the highway split open right underneath his car. So it happens. And you just have to deal with it, and you keep moving on. You make your detours where you can, and eventually the water that's high up will come back and get low. So I don't know what happened to my buddy Grant. He's around here somewhere. His camera cut out, obviously. So as Grant makes his way back, one of the other things that is happening right now in Canada, in Saskatchewan, actually. Um, let's see if we can. There's Grant, sort of. Yep. I don't know. I was talking to you, and then all of a sudden I wasn't. So that's correct. Yep. fabulous hypnotist Corey J. Obviously, a strong supporter of the Performing Hypnosis Summit. But just put together a really great show with the talent that he has that surrounded himself with, over the years, and beyond being a hypnotist, he is definitely an entrepreneur and a businessman, and runs an entertainment company. So it's called Mind Magic Motion. He's the mind part, obviously. Magic Ben, I believe, will be providing magic, and then there's some mentalism that's going to be going on, and then a few people around the motion, which again, you put that together in a package that can easily be a 3 hour show, and so when you look at value for money on what you're spending on a ticket, I don't think you're ever going to beat it. Yep. And yeah, again, set at a really great part of Saskatoon, the Broadway Theater. The whole Broadway area, of course, is it's been redone, built up, refreshed, renewed, and it's also the area where they would have the Fringe Festival. So there's all kinds of little shops in there that you may never see anywhere else. And the cool thing is, hey, you can go there, experience it, and have a great time. Walk around. You can go there ahead of time. There's restaurants there. You can eat, grab your popcorn and drink, and get ready for the show. And again, it just absolutely uh, perfect venue for it. So our last hypnosis hero was really really good, but this week coming up we have not yeah, this week it would be coming up. We have Robin Home, who is based out of Vancouver. She's uh, I know she was a sports trainer in a couple of different areas, and got turned onto hypnosis, and decided to take the plunge, and is doing quite well. You'll catch her videos pretty much everywhere on TikTok and YouTube and the like. She's in my mind, she's actually one of the people that has a very even keeled view of what hypnosis is and what it can do. And she applies that, more so to helping women, but doesn't shy away from doing anything else. And in terms of that, and she's got a group, Facebook group, and a couple of programs that people can enroll in, and yeah, just she's starting to branch out. She's building, in terms of how long she's been a hypnotist, maybe not as long as a lot of people, but she's making that push right now, and I think that's the perfect type of guest that we want to have, on the podcast. Hey, Nora. Knocking it out of the park. Yeah. Yeah. And again, that, I can think of when you mentioned, people that are, a few years into it. I know of at least one that's only 2 years into it, and she's already presented at the UK Hypnosis Convention. Natalie, again, I came across her on TikTok a couple of years ago, and she was just, starting out as a hypno enthusiast, and she's turned that into, a positive direction and jumping even deeper into hypnosis. So Jack is another one, yeah. Yep. I, you know, the one thing that Jack said to me at PHS this last year was that he really wished he would have met Claude before he started what he was doing, because he could have done so many things, bigger and better. And I'm thinking to myself, no, Jack, you went ahead and you did it, and the stuff that you're going to learn and be able to share is going to be absolutely phenomenal. And it's not Claude's information. Yeah, it's top notch, and but Claude's also been in it for a lot of years. Like he's retired out of the industry already, and so he's looking at the body of work that has helped him build what he's doing now. And that might have, had Jack started that way, he might not have been able to do what he's doing now. You start where you are, but then you come out and you get into conferences, and whether that's Hypnothoughts Live, the Michigan International Hypnosis Convention, the Canadian Hypnosis Conference, or PHS, whatever it is that you're going to jump into. Um, Come out with the idea that you're going to learn something. You're going to meet people and make connections and learn something. Yep. 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 The shortcut to wisdom, and I know I've said it before, is somebody else's knowledge. Yep. We are going to close them at the end of this month and assess where we're at. We want to make sure that we have a schedule that's ready to go, so that right after Hypnothoughts is done, we can post that out to people, and they can begin looking at where they want to get to. in terms of which sessions appeal to them, and we'll go from there. So yeah, we are very, and Scott said it too in his announcement today. Oh, Lisa's saying she's only hearing me on Facebook. Audio trouble is temporary. Please stand by. Do not adjust your set. I can hear you. Yep. Yeah. So I'm supposed to repeat everything that Grant says just to be on the safe side. No, but the one thing that we want to stress with all the conferences that are going on, because there are a lot more than there are now. Of course, if Grant's the voice in my head, I'm in big trouble, Boris. Oh boy. Yeah, no, but Scott I think said it best in his Facebook post. He was talking about the theme for the party this year at Hypnothoughts. It's that we got a bunch of conferences, and the ones that try to do something different are the ones that are going to be successful. And he was at the Irish Hypnosis Conference. I know Heartland was going on at the same time, the IMDHA, and then we also had the online conference. So there were technically four conferences going on, which should tell you something about the size of the industry and the number of people that we have that are capable of delivering good quality, content at a particular conference. Um, the ones that do it differently don't need to compete, and so we're not here to compete with Hypnothos Live. And I know Scott isn't competing with us. It's that we're here to complement. And so, Hypnothos Live is the next big conference that's coming up. And no problem saying if you don't have your tickets yet, you better hurry because they usually sell out on the tickets. They usually fill up all the rooms, and you might be fortunate enough to catch a ticket that is being sold because somebody had a last minute change. That doesn't happen often. In terms of the percentage versus the number of tickets that are actually sold. So if you want to be at Hypnothoughts Live this summer, you best be making sure you've got those plans in place. So your travel is another piece that you need to worry about, and making sure that you know which sessions you want to get to, and because it's a big smorgasbord of all kinds of topics, and because it is the largest one in the world, it seems very overwhelming. But if you take a look at the theme or the things that you want to learn and plan accordingly, you will find it very, very valuable. And then when you get into the complimentary and the independent conferences, that's when you can sit down even more with somebody and say, okay, when I was at Hypnothoughts, I tell you, you said this. Here you said this. How do these two things work? And buy them a cup of coffee or a meal or something, and you get to know them. Brian, yeah, speaking of that, Brian is saying I'm looking good. The students would tend to agree. They all say pink is my color for some reason. I don't know. Okay, is that what it is? Well, I learned from Jim, and I can be pretty too. Cindy is saying there's still problems with sound on Facebook. Well, maybe Facebook is just being real picky about who gets through. So, yep, yep, give it a kick. We always talk about in IT about percussive maintenance. When you think about it, it's literally, for a monitor. Remember the old CRT monitors? We'd
Yeah.
find that one spot along the side and just crank up and smack it. I had some monitors that were flashing. They always used to start flashing or jumping every so often. I
Yeah.
had one monitor that was like that. It was a 21-inch CRT monitor, so a great big thing. And I wound up and I clocked it in between classes once the kids were running like what happened. It was the best monitor I had for the next 4 years. So,
That's it. If you beat your monitors, then they will behave.
yeah. And percussive maintenance, I beat you to it. Yeah, well, that's exactly why it's percussive, Brian.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. So, hypno thoughts. Yeah, I'll mention. And Brian, can you hear me, Brian? So yeah. If not, Shawn will repeat it. But yeah, so we've got a very interesting kind of offer again for PHS this year, which is on the stage assistant thing. So if you want to actually get yourself on stage in Vegas, then Kevin and Emily have offered up spaces on their show for the stage assistants as well.
Brian
Brian
can hear
says he
you
can
in
hear me in
metric.
metric.
Grant is back
Hey,
and he's back. Okay, there we go.
I wonder what it
Somehow,
was.
just refreshing seems to be the thing.
Yes. Oh, there we go. So sorry, guys, you're gonna have to hear me now. And that is the secret to life itself. Kevin and Emily have offered up a space or each night of the conference as well. So not just the night when we go down there, for someone to kind of work backstage and then be the stage assistant, which I know they've done that a couple of years in the past, and always had great feedback of having a deep understanding from a stage assistant's point of view. So I think what we're doing is some of them are going to be offered up for people if they want to purchase them independently. But one spot I think we're going to be giving away as a prize. But we need to figure out the logistics of that to start with. So that will be interesting. And again, it's I do think kind of working with Emily and Kevin is it's really cool. Stage assistant and a badass t-shirt. Yeah, I thought you said stage assistant in a badass t-shirt.
There's a lot of
Cool. Yeah.
asses in those words.
Yes.
It's all good.
Yeah, you mentioned the Michigan conference.
I know Dan is busy behind the scenes. We've talked a couple of times about the Michigan conference and about the North American Hypnotherapy Guild. Uh,
Mm.
and, it is uh, the, again, I'm astonished at just how many prizes Dan is able to uh, gather, collect, send off with people, all you know all relevant to things that we do in our daily practices, and able to put on a really great conference with a quote unquote locked schedule.
Locked, locked schedule. I'll tell you that. I mean, there's loads of great stuff for the Michigan conference. Load the speakers are great. I have a lot of love for that as a conference. I will say this: the raffle prizes at the Michigan conference have got to be the best raffle prizes. And every time I speak to Dan, is like, right, I've just got one more thing,
Yeah,
my
I know.
laptop,
Like just where
and he
it's
just
like
keeps
he's
he just
pulling
keeps
them out of his
adding
butt,
things.
you know?
Yeah. So if there was a news report that said that a electronics store in Detroit has been robbed and all of the stock has gone, and Dan was found guilty of it, it would not shock me whatsoever, because he always pulls out great raffle prizes, and this year it just keeps seems to be adding to it and adding to it. So there's lots of good reasons to go there, but the raffle prizes are definitely a great reason because they're not just like discounted people's products. They're actually like, great microphones, great laptops, great everything. So yeah, he's he does a really great job, and he's a great guy as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I've learned a lot working with Dan on various projects, and yeah, I like his philosophy. I don't know if I'm right or wrong. I'm just doing it,
Yeah,
and then I'll
exactly.
figure out right or wrong later.
Yeah, yeah. Also, Brian says, Grant Saunders, you say potato, I say potato. Yes, it's called English, Brian. We invented it. I must admit, I was saying, I was just, I was at the local theatre. I say local, it's probably about an hour's drive for me, where they have Miss Saigon. And there's a scene in Miss Saigon called The American Dream. And it was the most Americanness I've ever seen in my entire life. There must have been 30 showgirls, all in the red, white, and blue. The stairs coming down, a giant neon dollar sign was lowered down from the ceiling, and then the main actor ended up sat on the dollar sign as it went up into the air with all the neons and the lights and American eagles and the Statue of Liberty. And I'm like, that's a lot of America in one show. So, but it was great. If I'd been able to take a photo, I'd have took it and sent it to Brian because the costume he was wearing, I could just see Brian in. To be fair, what's the weather like in Seattle, Brian? I do seem to think Seattle's quite a rainy place.
I imagine it's a lot rainier than it is here during the summer, but
Yeah,
like I said, with all the flooding that we have, it'll be a while before the water actually cycles where it needs to get to.
yeah, yeah. And the Canadian Hypnosis Conference. Um, this is its second year.
Uh, yeah, underway now for the second or third year now. Oh gosh,
Yeah.
I forgot about that. Third year.
Oh,
Um, since coming back after COVID, and I know last year was they were counting last year as their 10th official year,
yeah.
excluding COVID. And it's good to see that Canada is getting back into it. Um, Unfortunately, the timing doesn't quite work for me yet, and I say yet, but there will come a time when uh, I have a little more control over my you know travel and days and where I can be and when and so on and so forth. So, but suffice it to say that I know that Barb is doing a stellar job at looking to see how she can slot people in. Ooh, Florida's already hot, like 30 degrees. Well, you know what? At least if it was like that
Nice.
here, I'd be underwater.
Yeah.
There's a lot of snow to melt yet up here.
And
So,
that's the proper temperature way as well, isn't it? That's the way it should be done, 30 degrees.
you know what? In the summer, if it's not 30 degrees, it's a cool day. So,
Yeah, yeah.
um,
Brian's way of doing temperatures is all wrong, I think.
yeah, yeah. I don't know. Something about the what did you call it? Freedom units.
Yeah,
Something about the way the freedom units work just doesn't jive with Um, yeah, but Boris is in Florida as well.
Oh, nice.
if I recall correctly.
Nice.
Um, but yeah, as a conference, I think the last thing that I saw was bear with us. We have so many speaker applications. It's going to take us a little longer to get the schedule set. So
Right.
I know she's working on it. I know that word of the Canadian Hypnosis Conference has traveled across the pond. Tracy was over talking it up at in Ireland
Yeah.
and uh, just letting people know that it's available as a conference. So if anybody wanted to hop this way in October, not a
It's
bad
one of those as well.
not a bad hop.
It's nice to go to conferences. As for me as a Brit, it's nice to go to conferences in places where I also want to travel to as well. And so it's really weird. So I thought like going to Saskatoon, I'm like I'm going to proper Canada. And then I remember I was presenting at a Comic Con at the Q and there was some Power Rangers, and apparently two of the Power Rangers live in Toronto, Canada. The proper Power Rangers, the white one and the blue one. I don't know what they're called. Um, and so they've come and I'm like, oh, I've just come back from Canada. They went, where'd you go? I went to Saskatoon, and they went, no, you need to go to Toronto.
Of course they would. The greater Toronto area, that I keep telling everybody, they think of themselves as the center of the universe.
Yes.
And you know, whether you call them the Six or Tirana or you know whatever version of big city lingo that they have at any given time, you take people out of Toronto, and it's like taking people out of New York or Los Angeles,
Yeah. Yeah.
sticking them in Montana or North Dakota or something like that. It just doesn't quite jive.
Yeah. Speaking of travel, I think we lost an airline in America this week, Spirit Airlines.
Yep, and you know, again, it's the market correction, right? The discount guys can't discount anything anymore, and all of a sudden they've got problems, right?
Yeah.
It happened in Canada a number of years ago. We had four airlines, and they all collapsed into Air Canada and WestJet.
Wow.
But there was at one time Canadian Airlines, and then they were bought out, and then somebody else bought something, and then all of a sudden there was WestJet.
Yeah. I know there's panic over here on jet fuel crisis. And whereas I think some European companies have cancelled, it sounds dramatic. They've cancelled 13,000 flights, which you kind of go, oh, that's terrible. It works out something like 1% of flights in Europe have been cancelled, but there's lots of people that are panicking about it. But I do think it will sort itself out. But I do. It's one of those things that you've got to travel, and yeah, if you're going to go with a cheap budget airline, sometimes you got to take the risk.
Yeah.
I try not to go super budget because as I get older, I like my comforts a little bit too
Well,
much.
and you get just as much entertainment on those flights as anybody else does.
Oh, I did a JetBlue flight once, and that was very entertaining. If Walmart did airlines,
Oh boy, if Walmart and
oh,
Costco and some of the big chains did airlines, I think we'd all be in trouble.
yeah, I definitely think we would. Cool. I think that is it for me. Shout out to Fraser Penman, actually, who did brilliantly on Britain's Got Talent. He got through to the semi-finals and was pipped to the post. But great advocate for hypnosis, putting it out there and making it look cool as well. So I'm sure we're going to see lots more exciting things from Fraser as he moves along. But yeah, some great stuff. I've seen some of his promos putting out, and again doing some great guns. So yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and I want to get Fraser on, and he knows it. We just have to find a time. Both he and Jaden Boone, I want them on the
Yeah,
podcast with Brian and I because I think they were going to be
I love Jaden.
they'll be stellar guests, but it'd be
Yeah,
nice to get to know them a little bit more.
yeah. I'm trying to get Jaden to PHS again because he four walls a lot of his shows, And again, sometimes when you think of forewarning, you think of big theatres and stuff like that. But he carved his market out in Australia, and does a brilliant job, does a great show. But he's so humble with it as well. There's no real arrogance with him. He's a genuinely nice guy with a great sense of humour.
Yeah,
And I think is an absolute credit to the craft.
I agree. I agree.
Cool. Right, yeah, that's it for me.
Yeah.
Anything to add, Shawn?
Nothing more than take care, stay well, and be awesome.
Be awesome. Guys, take care. Thank you for joining us. If you've got something you want to promote, to push, to share, then do get in touch with us here on Hypno News. We love sharing your successes as well. And wherever you are, yeah, stay well.
Good night, everybody.